HarperCollins and Harper Audio present The Endangereds, Melting Point, by Philippe Cousteau and Austin Aslan. Performed by Ramon de Ocampo. A note before we begin. To learn more about the animals, be sure to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider or go directly to www.harpercollins.com/audio/The Endangereds Melting Point. Part 1. Chapter 1. Wangari. Phataginus tetradactyla. Bahia Azul, Panama. Wangari, an African black-bellied pangolin, emerged from the jungle and spied the ruins. "I have a visual," she reported through her headset. The armor-plated mammal was not in her native woodland habitat. This was a Central American jungle, lush and humid, chock full of exotic snack foods like New World leafcutter ants and target beetles. The ruins along the edge of the swamp were built by ancient Panamanians and later retrofitted into a fortress by European settlers. Recently, the old structures had been made into a textile plant, where fabrics were dyed and sewn into clothes. It was evening. The sun was low on the horizon, setting the wispy clouds ablaze over the nearby Caribbean Sea. The last of the factory workers were trickling past the crumbling wall at the forest edge toward their scattered bicycles and cars. "I'll be all clear any minute." "Copy that," Arif answered into Juan's earpiece. The orangutan's steady voice was always reassuring at the start of a tactical deployment. "We're standing by to extract you." "Murdoch, you're my eyes on this, right? Lead the way." Still hacking into the building schematics. I'll let you know what I find out. Meanwhile, proceed as planned. Over. Juan grumbled. But even if Murdoch had detailed layouts at the ready, she would still need to trust her instincts tonight. Murdoch was an Arctic narwhal, a type of whale. His knack for the interiors of buildings was limited mostly to what he'd seen on television. The factory workers finished shuffling out for the evening. Aside from the ever-present trilling of beetles and frogs, all was quiet. "Time to make tracks," Wangari told herself. She climbed the factory's outer stone wall. Finding plenty of grooves to grip with her powerful claws, she pulled herself up the centuries-old blocks with the ease of a lizard. Detecting a tripwire running the length of the wall top, she carefully sidestepped it. Juan crouched low and scanned the courtyard beyond. The factory compounds rose 3 and 4 stories tall, matching the height of the jungle. The architecture was a mix of old and new, with windows and balconies on the upper floors. Vines clung to the rock faces. Cameras were affixed to all corners, and motion-activated floodlights were perched along the rooftops. Guard dogs, a trio of Rottweilers, roamed free, sniffing at the air and the grasses for a whiff of strangers. Human security officers were posted in places, relaxed but attentive. At first glance, the guards could easily mistake Juan for a native coati, or kinkajou, or anteater, or something more domestic like a house cat. But over her armor of thick scales, she wore a utility vest bulging with spy gadgetry. And her head was crowned with a form-fitting night vision unit. If a sentry got a clean look at her, the operation could fall apart. The dogs roamed out of sight into another courtyard around the corner. Juan tucked into a plated bowl, rolled into the ferns, and uncurled, moving quickly toward the nearest building. Zigging and zagging across the open lawn, she dove to her belly when a man's voice rose nearby. Her heartbeat picked up for a moment. If the guard spied her in the open, the mission would fail before it ever got going. The human's voice turned against the breeze. "Now," Juan thought. She lashed out her tongue. The tip wrapped around a woody branch of the vines clinging to the building's face. She half-leaped, half-reeled her way up onto the factory's exterior wall and began to scamper higher. Her eyes targeted a
Sample complete. Ready to continue?